Hey everyone, it is day 2 of the 5-day Boost Your Biz website challenge. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to be sharing what I'm sharing today for you guys. And let me just see. Let's go back. Oh, okay. So today we are going to be talking about website branding and beyond. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my share screen off of here. There it goes. Okay, so website branding and beyond. Today, we have 3 talking points. Again, I'm going to stick with the 3 talking points because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. And just a quick heads up, there is notes at the end of the PDF file that I've attached to your email. So because I'm going to be talking quite a bit, I'm going to slow it down as much as possible, but you are going to want to print out the PDF with the slides and then the notes at the end and take some of these really valuable notes, and you'll see why especially as I'm talking about the website branding piece. So today we're going to start with website branding. We're going to be talking about the importance of colors. There's a couple of other really key points I want you to hit home today with website branding. Next, we're going to be talking about lead generation and the importance of that when it comes to conversions on your website. And lastly, I'm going to give you some additional tips and tricks for better conversions. So let's go ahead and we are going to dive right in. Okay, so website branding. I have my top 4 tips for you guys for an amazing website branding. And tip number 1 is color. Really honing in on your website color will help you stimulate various emotions in your website visitors, and there's also some subconscious associations with the colors that you use on your website. Colors can vary from associations to effects. For example, green symbolizes nature, profit, money, and health. It's also considered a calming color, which is why you see green in hospitals a lot. So when you're picking a color for your brand, for your website brand, research the effects and the associations that each color has, and use the appropriate color that fits what your brand is. So, also keep in mind that different cultures may associate the same colors with different things. So it's a really good idea to check that your colors mean what you think they do in the markets that you're going to be operating within. And you guys are going to have to bear with me because I have a really great image for you. So I'm going to share this with you. It's on my business Facebook page. So we're going to switch over. Okay, so here it is, right here. And here's contrast in colors. And the other thing is to pick, if you're picking, I wouldn't pick more than 3 colors to really utilize in your color scheme. And here's contrasting colors. So contrasting colors are ones that go really well with each other. So you're going to see that like purple and yellow. You see the opposites really go well with each other. They match really well. And then any of the colors that are right beside are 2 really good dominant colors. I also want to show you guys that there is a psychology behind the colors that you use on your platform. So for example, right here, black it kind of has a serious association. Brown is seen as wholesome, red is danger or excitement, dark blue is calming, trustworthy, light blue is cool and youthful, gold is conservative and elegant, gray has more, is more about maturity and neutrality. Green is comforting, growth, money, positive. Metallics mean elegant or wealthy. Orange is a very positive color. If you haven't heard me say, orange is a great color to use when you're creating buttons on your website where you want people to click on those. Orange is a great color to use. Pastels mean sensitive, soft, and youthful. Pink is youthful and warm. purple is royal, white means pure, clean, honest, yellow means positive or caution. So, and again, it is important to see, you know, what markets you're going to be operating within, and seeing if those colors actually still resonate with your ideal clients that are going to be coming in from those markets. So, okay, now we're going to go back to the slideshow. Okay, great. Oh, we went all the way back. So let's see. I apologize, guys. Let me get on here. There we go. Okay, so top 4 tips. Color is the #1 tip. It's really important for your website. And you know what? Picking out your colors it's so much fun. That was my favorite part of my own website's branding. I really enjoy that piece of it. Okay, so another tip for amazing website branding is emotions. You know, what feelings and emotions do you want people to experience when they first visit your site? And just so you know, most website visitors, and this is the statistics that are out there, they go into your website and it's the first 5 seconds of your website where they make their judgment, where they say either I like the look and feel of this website, I'm going to continue to read on, or I don't like the way this looks, I don't like the way this feels, I don't like the first words that I read, I'm going to move on. And usually they move on to your competitor's website. So emotion, how they feel when they first look at your website, is really crucial. You know, crafting the aesthetics of your site, it shouldn't be about following the latest design trends either. I mean, you don't want to be copying. You want to research, but you don't want to copy your competition. Not when it comes to the aesthetics, because if your website looks like your competition's, then there's no differentiation. It should be about deciding on the emotions and ideas that you want your brand to project. So, you know, when you're working on the emotional piece, you know, what is going to be resonating with your ideal clients? You know, what do you want them to feel? Do you want them to feel calm when they look at your website? Do you want them to feel empowered when they look at your website? You know, what emotions do you want to elicit from them when they're first looking at your website, the first piece of the website they see, which is the homepage? So the next one is consistency. And I don't think that people realize that how important consistency is in your website branding. You know, this is to really help your visitors remember specific details about your website easily. You want them to remember your website. So the more consistent you are, the more you drive home that main message, the more they're going to remember you. So, you know, and it's not just the website, it's kind of the brand. So consistency is across the board important. So what can you do to make people remember things? What does it usually do when you're trying to remember stuff? You repeat it. So whether or not you're teaching yourself, you know, some kind of a skill set, you're going to repeat it over and over until you have it memorized, and that's kind of where you want to hit the consistency piece in your website. So throughout your web design, you want to build on the choices that you made earlier in the website. So like your homepage, you know, whatever you decided for branding on your homepage, and the personality and the emotions that you elicited on the homepage, you want that to carry over into your other pages, like your about page, your work with me page, your blog page. So it's, you know, so you're selecting the right personality for the brand and evoking the appropriate emotions and keeping consistent colors and the visuals and the topography throughout the entire website in a uniform manner. And again, it goes back to just, you know, you want your website visitors to remember you, and you want them to remember the key things. You want them to feel a certain a certain way. You want the emotions, you want them to feel a certain way as they first look at your website, and you want to carry that through the other pages so that that's how they remember you. And you know, when I say consistency, it's not something that is that challenging to do, especially as you're building out your website, because your templates are repeatable, they're duplicatable. So it's not hard to keep the same color scheme. It's not hard to keep the same fonts of your content. That's really important. And then images, you want to keep some of the same images that you have on your website throughout, because believe it or not, people will actually notice when there's a change on a website page. You're like, oh, this is totally different than another page. So okay, so that's really important. That's my top. These are my top 3 tips. And lastly, value proposition. So clear and concise value add that the website visitor immediately sees and connects with. So this is really, like I said earlier, 5 seconds is what you have when a new website visitor comes to your homepage. So they take 5 seconds. And they're going to decide, is this the right site? Does this look interesting? What is this website all about? Can I actually figure this out just by looking at this homepage? And you want to answer these questions and provide a clear and concise value proposition to your visitors. And the value proposition should be just like a short summary in a very prominent location on your page. Usually, I like to see this located next to your website's logo, and it's something that the new visitor will read in the title. A lot of times you'll see banners. You'll see banners instead of logos, or you'll see logos and a banner at the top of a website. And on the banner, you're going to see exactly what it is that this coach or consultant does. So, and it's really important and even if you don't have it in your logo, if you put that in like the first half of the homepage, just what it is that you're all about, and it's very clear and concise, you're going to keep people interested in your website, so they stay on longer than those first 5 seconds. So they scroll through to the bottom of your homepage, seeing what you offer. They go to the other pages. They connect with you in some way on the website. They set up a call with you, which kind of builds upon one of the plugins that I suggested yesterday, which was Visita, your calendar. The more clear and concise you can be on what it is you offer, when that little pop-up box asking people to set up a call with you pops up on that homepage and they like what you're saying, they're more apt to sign up to talk to you, which can lead into sales, which can lead into you talking with them, seeing if you can help them, and then gaining another client. Okay, so that is a summary of website branding. Again, guys, I could go on and on about website branding. There's so many other little tips and tricks that I'll give you in the next few days. I just really don't want to overwhelm you with too much, but I would really start with these 4 tips when you're planning out your website branding, or if you're doing rebranding. Think about these key things. Okay, so we're going to talk real quickly about lead generation. And what I'm going to provide for you is the lead generation funnel. And when I say funnel, it's more of a path. You think of it as a path, like you're walking on a path and you come into certain forks in the road. And I'm going to give you a clear, concise idea of what direction to take when you hit on those forks in the road in your path for lead generation, or what you want your ideal clients to take, rather. So the first one is you have to have an offer. you know, you have to come up with an offer that really emulates what it is you're eventually going to be selling to people. And an offer, I usually it's usually a free offer that works best. And another term that we use in digital marketing is lead magnet. So if you've heard lead magnet, basically it's just a free offer. And an offer is just a piece of content that is perceived to have high value, something that people can't get anywhere else, or they can't get anywhere else for free. A lot of offers that you're going to be seeing out there on the online marketplace is ebooks, white papers, you know, free consultations, so signing up for a free call, coupons, you know, and some other product demonstrations, anything that you can put together. And, you know, the other thing I really like is I really like it when people have a checklist for something specific that I want to do in my business. And if they have something where it's a checklist and they lay out step by step by step by step to achieve my goal, that's something really powerful. And that's something that I personally always sign up for. So, and then, okay, so that's the first piece of your lead generation funnel. You have to have a free offer. Okay, the next is a call to action. So you can have that free offer, but if you're not asking people to sign up for it, which is a call to action, then it's all for naught. There's no reason to have a free offer. So, you know, you can create a call to action either by putting it in content, having an image or even a button along with description of that free offer that links directly to the next piece of the funnel, which is your landing page and your opt-in page. So just to go back for your call to action, let me give you an example. If you guys have been on Facebook, if you know, a lot of times you'll see sponsored ads or you'll see paid ads where somebody's offering something for free, like a webinar or a free ebook, and all you have to do is click on sign up, that little button. Now that little button is your call to action. People they click on that button and then they go to a landing page. And a landing page is different than a website page. It's a specialized page on your website that contains information about one particular offer, which is your lead magnet, your free offer, and it also has a form or an opt-in box. I like to call them opt-in boxes where people can sign up, and that leads me into the last piece of your lead generation funnel, which is the opt-in form, which is the opt-in box. And this is simply that little area of the landing page that says enter in your email address, enter in your name, and you will receive your free offer, your lead magnet. And that is a lead generation funnel in a nutshell. I mean, there's key 4 pieces to it. And once they sign in to the opt-in form and they receive their lead magnet or their free offer, that's when you can really start converting them. And we're going to talk about that, actually. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So on day number 3, we're going to talk about how to convert those leads once you've collected them from your website. So that is lead generation. I'm going to move on to, yes, email marketing. That's the last piece. I'm really not going to touch upon it too much today because I'm really going to talk about it tomorrow. But I did want to just tell you guys that that's really important when it comes to converting people who come to your website. Okay, so let me get out of there. So conversion tips and tricks. And these are some extra value adds that are really important. That are really important in your entire website branding, and I really didn't want to leave them out. So your personal tone of voice, you know, the language that you use on your website to reinforce your brand's character and your personality, and your brand's personality. You know, if your brand is really kind of down to earth and laid back, and you really want your tone of voice with the content that you write to reflect that. If your audience, and think about your ideal client, think about your ideal audience and what they're going to want when they come to your website. Your tone of voice is something that's going to draw them in even further, and it's going to repel those who don't meet your ideal client criteria. You know, if your audience is young and tech savvy people, then you want to actually use verbiage and a tone of voice that will really resonate with them, and get them revved up and excited for whatever they're coming to your website for. You know, it's not just with tone of voice. It's not just about what you say. It's about how you say it. You can say the same thing in different voices and get the same meaning across, but the personality that the voice emanates will be different. So choose a tone of voice that suits your brand's character and audience. And you know, for some people, and I have seen this a lot with coaches, if they like to swear, they're going to swear on their website. And if they, you know, they'll have it right in the title. Like you'll see badass and kick ass and all that stuff. So excuse my swearing, but that's just a really good example of tone of voice. And that fits that coach's personality and who they want to bring in for an ideal client. You know, those coaches that are really more about empowerment, they're going to use verbiage like that, and they're going to use very assertive tone of voice, and like, you can do this. Tony Robbins is a great example. If you ever go to his website, you can't help but feel empowered, and it's his tone of voice, and and his content on his website, his tone of voice, he reflects that in his videos. It's the same tone, so you know that he's actually, the content on his website is very similar to how he speaks on video and how he speaks, you know, in person. So he's a great example of a personal tone of voice too. Okay, and the next key piece to really get your people, your ideal clients interested in your website is your individuality, your uniqueness. You know, if your website looks like your competitors, then is it really going to be memorable? Are people really going to remember you? Or they're going to just like, oh, there's these two websites that were so similar and I couldn't choose between them, so I kind of moved on to somebody else. I just couldn't connect. That does happen. People will look at one website, they'll look at another, like, this is so similar, I don't get it. You know, and you know, how would potential customers differentiate, you know, between the two? If you guys, I mean, if you look the same, even if you have different, even if you have some different offerings, they're not going to get to the point where they actually research that. So by putting in just a little bit of extra effort when creating your website branding, to create a unique image and to create an individuality in your website, you're going to stand out from the competition. You really are, and you're going to be memorable, which means that you're going to have a better chance of your website visitors signing up to talk with you further, or coming back to the website, or taking it a step further and joining your social media, signing up for your email newsletter, signing up for your lead magnets. So, and I say this all the time. People don't necessarily buy the product; they're buying you. And while your website, you do want to reflect what your ideal client needs, you also need to really inject yourself into the website. What is it that makes you special? You know, what is it that makes you unique? And it's a lot easier to do than you think. You know, some people are just like, well, I have no idea what makes me unique. I'm a health coach. You know, what makes me so different than the next health coach? And it could be what you concentrate on. It could be that you're not just a health coach. You're an emotional eating nutritionist, and really putting it across on the front page where, guys, I'm not just your normal health coach. I actually work with people and get down to the very core of what's, what's causing your health issues or what's causing your weight issues, and just being really transparent like that, or even just, even just putting yourself out there or your story out there, which is what I'm going to lead into next. So authenticity and voice of your story. This takes individuality, uniqueness to the next step. And, the word authentic is something that is so popular right now in leadership, in business, and in marketing. And there's a strong emphasis that's placed with authenticity and telling your story, voicing your story. And people are like, well, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to do that with my brand? Why do I need to do that at all? And it's because being authentic and telling your story is an essential way for your customers to determine if you're the right fit for them. It's also a way to build trust. The online marketplace is changing. It has changed a lot over the years, and sales and marketing has changed just by leaps and bounds. People aren't into the sales techniques. They're not into the sales techniques, and everyone's saying, oh, the online marketplace is so saturated and so flooded, and really, that may be the case if you're talking about the number of websites or the number of coaches that are online now. But when it comes to actually being authentic, there's only one you. There's only one you. There's only one you that's offering products and services. And it is up to you to showcase and to voice what it is that you're really about. So when you're as a business owner, you are driven by your passions, your purpose and desires sometimes. And stay true to your story of authenticity. Stay true to it, and then it comes out so naturally. And you can relay this on your website really easily. You have to ask yourself just a couple questions, like who you are. Who is it that you are? And this is perfect for your About page. Your About page is a great place to really showcase who you are. You can talk about your story. You can talk about your purpose, and you can talk about your values. For me, my story is I've been an entrepreneur since 2009, kind of played around, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and it took something devastating for me financially to really get off my butt and build my business. And because I did it, because I just, head down, just like, nope, I'm going to do this. I didn't think about it. I had to. I built a really amazing business in a very small amount of time. So that is my personal story that a lot of people resonate with. They're like, I really, I hit a really low point, and that's when I decided, no, I'm going to make a change. And my purpose is to really help people who want to build their business, who have a passion. So, and the next question you can ask yourself when you're creating authenticity and voicing your story is, what is it that you do? What problem do you solve? What problem do you solve for people through your products and services? Showcasing that on your homepage is so important. What is it that, and I'm going to use myself as an example, because what is it that I do? I help people with their online marketing. I help people who have no idea how to bring their online presence to life. And that's what I help them with. And I really help them hone in on who their ideal clients are and how they can showcase that on their website and their email marketing, and then selling that and making money. That's how I help people. And who do you serve? That's the last question to yourself. You really want to hone in on that ideal client. Who is it? What group of people do I want to serve? Do I want to help? It could be that you want to help women of a certain age. It could be that you want to help entrepreneurs like me. I want to help entrepreneurs who are lost, who really need some direction, who really need some structure. Okay, so those are my conversion tips and tricks to add upon your website branding, and they're really important. Okay, so what's in store for day 3? We are going to go right into email marketing and nurturing your leads. So important for website conversions. So email marketing basics, we're going to cover that. That's our first topic. Content creation 101. So I'm not going to spend too much time, but knowing what kind of content is really going to resonate in your email marketing and how to lay that out is so important. So we're going to talk about that too tomorrow. And then nurturing your leads for your best conversions. And I'm going to give you guys an idea of how a nurture email sequence looks like. So, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I do want you to jump on because it's really going to be important that you guys have a sequence in place. And a sequence, what I mean is just a number of emails that are placed that will go out to people who sign up. So, and it's all to build trust and to add value. Really setting yourself apart from competition and bringing in those ideal clients and having them want to talk to you more. So that is my talk. And here, guys, look, if you just go to the last page, I've got pages for notes. So go ahead and print off this PDF and write some notes. You're really going to listen to this again, really think about your color schemes, your branding, your tone of voice. If you have a current website, these are easy changes that you can make. They're really easy changes. Just take your time and really think about what it is you want people to feel. Start with the basics, start with the color, start with the emotion, start with start with just those two things. Actually, I would say just those two things. And then build upon the rest of what this presentation showed you. So I will thank you so much for joining me for day 2, guys. I will see you tomorrow for day 3. We are going to do email marketing. All right. Bye, everyone.